What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? And today I'm going to be doing something entirely different. I have made videos of Prey 2017 before, but they were non-commentary. I just want to show some gameplay off. But however, today we're going to be talking about Prey 2017 more so, and what this game truly means to be in an immersive sim. And what I mean by this is that there are other games in the past where there are games that are known as immersive sims. We have BioShock, of course. We have the System Shock series. And also, last but not least, the original Thief games as it were as well, back in 1998, 2002, and 2004. But with Prey 2017, this is where this game is a huge kicker to the immersive sim genre. Excuse me. So, going back to what I'm saying about what this game really means, not just to the average gamer out there, whether if you're a single-player gamer, a cooperative online gamer, or a multiplayer gamer at that. But, to much further ado, let's delve right into this. Prey 2017 is one of those games to where it's not just an immersive sim. It's the fact that it's plays similar to that of System Shock 2 more so than any other immersive sim games out there from the previous years. But however, what makes this game so differently from that of Dishonored 2 or even Dishonored is that those games are meant to be played either you can go full stealth and non-lethal, or you can go all out brawling with your archery or bow or whatever it might be, or your crossbow. There you go. And just going all out the barbarian and just go hack and slash, da 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 da. You can do that, okay? That's what Dishonored is in terms of that type of gameplay style. But that game is also known as an immersive sim in that type of regard. But what Prey is more of a thinker's game than an FPS. Even though that Prey 2017 does set the standard of time when it comes to the immersive sim games, this game is its first person last and of a thinker's game first. You have to think of it that way. You really do, because as far as going back from playing the original Thief games back in the day and playing a lot of BioShock, especially the first one, there is something about what Prey sets apart from that of Dishonored, and I'm not saying it doesn't really bug me, it just kind of irks me a little bit. Maybe it kind of does bug me, but either or, I'm just getting my point across, because I feel like that Prey, a lot of people think that Prey 2017 is not the game that you want it to be. I believe that this game it's far different than from what Dishonored does, because yes, Dishonored and Prey 2017 do have some gameplay similarities. However, what makes Prey 2017 so different is the fact that you're not just going around, run and gun like Dishonored does. Dishonored is a game, like I previously mentioned, is a game that is meant to do whatever you want it to be, or whatever you want to do in that game. That's what that game does. But with Prey, like I said, it's more of a thinker's game. And I want to explain this as much as I can here. The reason why Prey 2017 is more of a thinker's game is because this game has a style of gameplay to where it feels like it's a Metroidvania type of style. Kind of like what the original Metroids did back in the day, or like Metroid Dread or Metroid Prime. This is what makes Prey 2017 stand apart from Dishonored, is because it's not just because of the Metroidvania style that you can do with this game. It has to do with how you solve specific types of puzzles, or any kind of types of traversal of what you can do within Prey 2017. And that's where the glue cannon comes into this game in Prey 2017. The glue cannon is what really makes this game shine even more, because of what you can do with the traversal. And, other than the fact that with the traversal in Dishonored or in Dishonored 2, with the blink and whatever you might want to do, that's what makes that game unique and sets apart from Prey. Like I said, with Prey, it's a different type of fantasy. I can't seem to I finally seemed to wrap my head around this and realize that, I have played this game more than at least 4 times. Yeah, you heard me correctly. I played this game more than 4 times, and I finally realized that, this game is not just because of a thinker's game. It's because, like I said, it plays so differently. It really does. Even though, like I said, it does have some similarities to that of Dishonored. But like I said, this game is a whole entire fantasy. It's a whole new different type of game. Even though this game is made by Arcane Studios, which is a subsidiary company to that of Bethesda Softworks. So I thought I'd put a little bit of knowledge in there for you. Now, my apologies for my little bit out of breath there. It's been kind of bugging me lately that I've been really wanting to do something like this for quite some time, and trying to get everybody's attention or to understand to why Prey 2017, yes, it plays similar to Dishonored. But another thing that really makes this game shine, other than what I previously mentioned about using the glue cannon, it's not just about going up against your enemies, incapacitating them with the glue cannon, and going up into the fray by swinging your wrench and dwindling down their health. Or you can just do pot shots with your pistol or your shotgun, and you have all these different types of weapons within the world of Prey 2017. Now, another thing I would really like to discuss here is that I love the visual architecture that this game really does. With Dishonored, it's more on the lines. It plays a little bit more on the steampunk. With Dishonored and Dishonored 2, they had a very robust steampunk type of setting to it. With Prey 2017, it's not more. I wouldn't say it's a steampunkish type of style. It's more on the lines that this game is based on a previous game back in 2004 on PC and on the original Xbox, a game known as Arx Fatalis. A lot of people might not know about that game. I'm sure that there are some that know about it. But that game had a whole entire world of a submerged cavern, okay? Now, with that submerged cavern in Arx Fatalis, which I have not played, but I have watched a lot of gameplay videos on it from the past few months to a year. And I was very impressed with it. I really like the way how the mechanics are in that game, how you're able to do certain types of things not with playstyle, of course, but it has to do with what that game as a whole, what it did by having that submerged cavern deep down. And that whole entire game is based on a deep submerged cavern, and it's based around one main mission along with a lot of optional or side quests. Prey 2017 borrows from that. And not only that, with Prey 2017, the place that you are in, you play as Morgan Yu. Whether if you're a female or a male, it doesn't matter. It has like a male and female type of template. But however, your gameplay style is always going to be different. But it also depends on the perks or the abilities that you will be using, and how you are going to be able to utilize them to your utmost of efficiency of gameplay aesthetic. And that's another reason why Prey 2017 does a remarkable job of it being different from that of Dishonored 1 or 2. Or Dishonored Death of the Outsider. Now, another thing what I really like to say here, though, too, is that with Prey 2017, like I said, it's not just about the glue cannon. It has to do with the certain types of powers that you can be able to put yourself into. Whether if you're playing the female Morgan or the male Morgan, okay? That's no different. But however, there is an ability called Mimic. And what the ability does is that you have to be able to scan the mimics more than once if you want to be able to get the more higher tier of the Mimic ability to either mimic trash cans or any other types of structures that are like turrets or vice versa. That's what's cool about that ability. And that's another thing I think what makes the Prey 2017 stand out is because of that ability. However, there are also other abilities that you were able to acquire through scanning different types of Typhons which are known as the monsters in this game, however. And so that's where I feel like that what Prey sets so differently from that of the Dishonored 1 or Dishonored 2. And I know I keep on going back to this, but however, I just feel like that I wanted to make this video and be able to have everybody understand that Dishonored 2, more so, other than Dishonored 1, that Prey 2017 plays so much differently. I felt like when it came to the Dishonored series, pardon me, is the fact that, you know, you were able to do whatever you wanted to do. Whether if it's stealth or a la combat, you can do that. Now, going back to about Prey 2017, however, is that it's not just about what you can do in first-person mode. Obviously, this game is a first-person shooter. It is a first-person shooter, and you can treat it that way. But like I previously said, this game is more so based on a thinker's game than anything else because of the fact of what System Shock 2 did or what the first System Shock did, and this is where Prey 2017 plays so differently. And I'm sorry, like I said, I intend to repeat myself, but I'm just trying to get my point across. I feel like that nobody doesn't really quite understand what it's not just about the fantasy of the game, it's not because of the combat, it's the fact that Prey 2017 it is, however, a different fantasy. It is a different type of game, and you can do more. I feel like when I played this game more than once, I felt like that this game was something that you were able to do something that you were not able to do in the first place. I mean, you can do a lot of things in this game that makes it so different to you as a gamer if you are that single player gamer, and that's where I'm at. You know, and that's where I feel like that when it comes to Prey 2017, I felt like that I always ended up finding some things differently from that on my first playthrough. And that's what's so good about this. Now, I was going a little bit off topic there just for a brief moment in time. You know, I want to go back into the Mimic ability, however. Like I said, there are other abilities that you can use as well. But in my personal first playthrough of this game, I actually ended up using only the Mimic ability. You know, you're able to go through certain areas that you otherwise will not be able to go through, and that's what's great. I love that ability, and it just really makes the gameplay mechanic so different from what you can normally do in a Dishonored game. Because in the first two Dishonoreds, you can do an ability called Possession. And you are able to possess any type of creature, like a rat, or you can possess a human being. But you had to level up your possession in those Dishonored games to a higher tier in order to, you know, possess a human being rather than possessing creatures. Now, however, Prey doesn't do that because, like I said, with Mimic, though, yes, it has that similarity to where you have to have a higher tier of the Mimic, but that's where you can, you know, mimic like turrets and other kind of bigger objects. But I felt, to me, when it came to that type of an ability, to me, it felt a little bit more organic. And I think that's where Prey 2017 really sets differently to me. Now, I'm sure that a lot of people will say, well, you know, it still feels like the same what Dishonored does, but I'm just going to agree to disagree. But however, what I will say here real quick is that if you want to play this game, go ahead and play this game. I do highly recommend playing this game. I think it's one of the best immersive sim games I've ever seen, other than from Dishonored or like the original Thief games. And it greatly shows of what a game can do and how strongly innovative that these games can be. Other than, like, you know, going back and replaying the original Thief games, or going back and replaying the Deus Ex, or BioShock, or Arx Fatalis, you know. And that's where all these games really stem from, is the fact that you can do so much with these games and how you're able to obtain a certain type of gameplay style and how you just want to achieve it. And I think that's absolutely amazing. So that's all I'm going to say about that. But anyways, so much further ado, this is Citizen JV. Thank you for tuning in. Greatly appreciated. But if you have any comments or questions, please feel free to put them in the comment section below. I'll be more than happy to reply back if and whenever possible. And you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace.